Hello, you know who, you know Abhi. Thank you for joining. Hello, Stephen. Thank you for joining. Good evening. Today is yet another episode of the Author Collaborative, and I'll be going live with another author like myself. I will be talking about her books, she will be talking about my books, and we are here to, exchange ideas and learn about each other and help each other grow. Hello, hello, Stephen. Don't call me ma'am. Thank you for joining. Do stay with us. I will be inviting my guest in some time now. Yes, let's wait for her to come live with me. Hello.
Hi.
Finally, we are
Hi,
doing this
Manali.
after I think 3 or 4 months, right? Of back
Oh
and
my
forth.
God. I know. I know. लेकिन आई एम सो हैप्पी. मतलब इसको बोलते हैं जो मतलब शिद्दत से चाहना कि after so many obstacles we are finally here. So no.
Okay.
So this anticipation of waiting and finally making it is making me feel better. कि एकदम से किया और हो गया, that excitement you won't find. So
Okay.
I was waiting. And you know what? This is my first Insta live. So thank you,
Wow.
Manali, for having me. Thank you
I
so
am so
much.
excited to be your first. This is going to be a really fun session, and I hope I can get you into more Instagram lives because
I
it's
wish so because I call myself Insta crippled, okay? I openly accept it. ट्विटर पे हो जाता है मेरा सब कुछ, but then Insta is very new for me, and I find it very hard to operate also. So this is my, as you know, I accepted. This is my first Insta live, so lot to learn. So yeah, let's begin.
I am sure me and the others who are going to join us are going to enjoy a lot listening to you. Before we start the session, why don't you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Hi everyone, I am Chinmayee Gayatree Sahu, and after completing my MBA in marketing, I went on to join the corporate world. I was working as a product manager for various MNCs. So life was a very different ball game. So in looking into the entire supply chain, from procurement to handling a sales team to designing the marketing strategy, even handling pricing of the product, because I was not into a service based company. I was into always into product based company. First it started with computer peripherals, then I went on to handle more categories of products. So that's how my career began professionally. But then due to a personal calling, or you can say a personal turnaround, I had to quit my job, and then I came back to my hometown, which is Bhubaneswar. And currently I am based in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, the capital of the state Odisha, and I joined a government job, and that's how I got a little time to myself, maybe because of there was no such traveling involved, because earlier my job demanded a lot of travel. So every few days I had to pack my bag and go and meet people, visit markets, and do all those kind of things that a marketing or a product manager needs to do. But here I got some kind of time limit of my official job, after which I had some time to myself. So that's how I ventured into writing, which was always a love hidden within. But this gave me a time to start writing and connecting with you people. And I have wrote 2 books, and today we are here. That's a very little thing about me. Yeah.
Yes, you mentioned about your books, so that's what we are going to talk about. But before we do that, I want to tell everyone that I have read both of Chinmayee's books and I love them both. In fact, her first book, debut book, Five Petals, was a book that I listed in my best reads of 2021. So you should
Yes,
definitely
I am.
check
I
that
am
out.
very honored. I was touched when you mentioned that, and I couldn't believe myself because that was my debut book, and you loved it so much, and it feels special. You made me feel special, and you are an author, a book reader, book reviewer. I don't have to explain. You know the feeling yourself, how it feels.
And that was the whole idea, to make those authors feel special whose books made me feel special as a reader. I enjoyed reading the books that I listed in that, blog post, and I wanted it to reach to you that you should continue writing. So that was the idea.
Yes,
And
yes.
before we get into further, chit chat about here and there, let's learn from each other. So based on my following of you and your writing, I have a few questions from you. Hopefully, I'll be able to learn from you how you go about it.
Same here. Yes.
So yes, you are talking about the two books that you have written, and my first question to you is on that line as well. Uh, Both your books. One is a collection of short stories, and the second one, Heartfelt Symphonies. It's a poetry book. So I wanted to understand, since both the books are in such a different genre, tell us how we can tap into these various creative forms of writing as a writer.
I would see. I think when you talk about genres, it's about a medium to connect with your audience through your thoughts. The
Hmm.
medium may be different. Storytelling. It can be short stories. It can be a novella. It can be a novel. It can be a poetry book. But that's the medium. But the
Hmm.
ultimate aim remains the same: to reach your audience and connect through them via your thoughts. And
Hmm.
if the thoughts are accepted, any kind of medium that you go through will be accepted, is what I feel.
Correct.
So I think it depends. How comfortable are you in creating that medium? There are some people, the thoughts may be same. Sometimes I don't feel like saying things in a very clear way. So that's when poetry comes in, because we have layered thoughts, and you sometimes are not very clear about what you're feeling. There might be a mix of amorphous feelings which you cannot put
Correct.
forth. Yes, I cannot give it a very solid format. So that's when you connect through your audience via poetry. And same is a case when you write short stories or flash fictions. There are certain moments that you want to capture, or that a short story can do, not a
Hmm.
novel or something. And sometimes it's better to connect with long format.
Hmm.
So I think it certainly depends on what you are comfortable with
Hmm.
and how you want to connect. And it's nothing wrong if you do not have a varied genre and you stick to one particular, because that is where you are comfortable with, or you are most confident about.
Correct.
So I think there is no certain thing that someone has to follow. It depends from person to person and from writers to writer, or from poets to poet. That is what I believe. But having said that, I have understood one thing about me is I am comfortable in exploring mediums.
Hmm.
Sometimes, yes, because my writing journey has been very short, but both the books have been accepted well. The target audience is also different. There are people who love poetry and they don't want to read long formats, and there are people who want to have a big fat book in their hands, and they don't connect with poetry.
Poetry. Yes.
So yes, so I think it depends on the writer or
Hmm.
the poet or anyone, how comfortable you are. So that's
That's
how
a
it
very
is.
good point. I think first and foremost, you should be comfortable with what you are writing, and that defines your genre or your probably your expertise in the field of writing. And it's also about exploring more, because if you stick to one genre or one form of writing, it doesn't really give you a chance to grow as a writer. So that's a very valid point. Thank you, Sumi.
Thank
And that brings me to my next question. The biggest mistake that you feel that you have made in your writing, and how did you learn to rectify it?
you. I think I would say I'm still learning. This is the beginning of my writing genre. Uh, any kind of field that I'm getting into, it's very new for me. I'm a novice. I'm learning. Even blogging or writing a book is very, very new for me.
Hmm.
So I'm making mistakes. I know that, and I'm learning from them. But I wouldn't say biggest, because I think I'm yet to make my biggest mistake. Because the journey is so short. But till now, what I've learned is I am poor at marketing my book. Or
Hmm.
one thing, and another thing is you have to be very consistent. to give your readers to be in their mind. And that is somewhere where I need to work upon myself, because that is somewhere, sometimes it is a challenge to manage time and be there. So I think my biggest mistake would be, till now, would be, because sometimes I think this is a small moment, it should not be highlighted. Or this some there is some, suppose someone said a good two liner about me, and it stayed with me only, I did not highlight it. But I see people doing that, and that creates an impact, even if it is one reader or one attention seeker who is finding motivation. That two liner can be a very big motivation for someone, but I don't share it. So I think those kind of memories you need to capture and you share it across, which I don't do. There are a lot of things that I keep within rather than sharing. So I think that has been my bigger mistake. Even for Five Petals, Manali, it was your book brunch challenge that you took up, and you found that book. You would have seen I am not very yes. So I think that is where I need to work upon. I have learned that.
That's a very good thing that you have pointed out. It's important to be consistent, yes, but it's also important to be talking about your writing, sharing your writing, and also sharing the feedback of the readers who have read your work and what they felt about it. I think that helps to reach a wider audience. So yeah, that's very important. Now, coming to my very important question and what we are all, waiting to learn from you. You were mentioning about your job, and I have been following your journey ever since I read Five Petals. So, being an author, a blogger, and having a full-time job, how are you able to balance it all so well? And tell us how you do it.
Uh, to be honest, I think I love meeting people and interaction, which my earlier job or earlier lifestyle provided me.
Okay.
Now, this is a setting which is quite stable, meeting the same people, and so the crave of connecting with people is the driving force first. Second has been a passion to say what is within, that has kept me going. Third is, I look back, probably the interesting fact is I look back to creating something so that my readers read. So after I come back from my job, it is the kind of fire that is there within, that you need to do something, connect with people, and read what they have written, write what you want to write, and share across and get their feedback. So probably a monotonous job has challenged me to do something creative, and so that I don't want to define by my job only. So that is my livelihood. But Chinmayee is more than what she does professionally. So that is one thing that has driven me. This content creation has been a part of the same thing.
Okay.
And
That's very interesting. The motivation to meet new people and create new
and
content.
connect with their thoughts as well, because when you meet a certain kind of people all the time, your thoughts also get restricted. So because you are open to their thoughts only, so how will you broaden or explore more ideas? Because isn't it interesting to meet authors and writers and see what they have to say? Because see, one you open the Twitter page or an Insta page, so many content creators and so many ideas, it's buzzing with ideas. So I feel if I don't create or don't do something extra apart from my job, I am restricting my own learning process. The learning curve is getting stopped, and I can't do that. I feel redundant if I don't do that. So
That's very interesting. So your motivation to manage your time and do everything is the idea of growth and also meeting new people. So that's a very good motivation, I believe. Yeah, thank you for that, Chinmayee. Which brings me to my next question, which is writing. You write flash fiction, you write poetry, and you write blogs also. So I want you to give one tip each for all the three forms of writing. One tip for writing a blog, one tip for writing flash fiction, and one tip for writing poetry.
I think blogging is an evolving field. for me, my personal blog that I am there, it's about expression of my own self. So, and it's a potpourri of various kinds. But I think blogging world is evolving wherein you need to have a niche for yourself. You need to, channelize all your focus into one kind of writing, which is what many bloggers are doing. And I think a lot of it are also taking it into, they're becoming influencers also. Blogging is finding a kind of extension towards that field. So it depends whether which field you want to, whether if you want to be an influencer, so you can go ahead with that. But I think having a niche helps you connect with the right kind of target audience if that is your motto. But currently I think I am comfortable. My blog helps me challenge myself to write different kind of genres, and that is how I produce different books. So, and connect with different kind of audience. So again, the question comes back is what you want. If you want to have a particular kind of target audience, suppose you want to write about mental health and go ahead with that. So I think a blog dedicated to mental health and, taking care of those kind of scenarios will take you a long way. So I think understanding your target audience and sticking to it is one tip for blogging world. And writing flash fiction, I think the characterization and the twist that you bring to it, because that helps grab the attention. So if it is very predictable, I don't think people will, that will remain with it, because it's a short format. And I have read a lot of flash fictions which still stays with me, and not a novel. So how do you, it's very challenging, because you, in 300 pages, you have a lot of moments to create impact. But in a flash fiction, you are restricted. So what do you offer is very important in those few words. So it's a challenge to create an impact, to bring that twist, that unpredictability factor, yet you have to be, relevant in what you say. The characters have to be appealing to have an impact.
Yes. Okay.
And
poetry.
Poetry is all about dil se, from the heart. Write it from the heart. If you're hurt, if you're grieving, or if there's a moment of romance that you want to create, or anything, it should come out from the heart. And if it comes out from the heart, I'm sure it will grab an eyeball, or it will touch another heart for sure. I don't think poetry needs any kind of definition, because it's one format which which does not need any definition.
Yes, very. So for a blog, you need to have a niche. For flash fiction, you need to have some twist which remains in the mind of the reader. And for poetry, it should be from the heart. Wonderful tips, Chinmayee. Thank you. Which brings me to my last question. What is that one thing that you see that writers, bloggers, and authors are doing wrong, and how should they rectify that?
I wouldn't say anything that they're doing wrong, but I think with social media, I think a lot of very good talented authors or writers, they're not very using the social media to the optimum usage. So sometimes जो बोलते हैं ना, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, but जरूरी नहीं है कि जो बिकता है वही अच्छा है.
Very true.
That is also there. So you see something and you think it's good, but in that way you are losing out on a lot of small gems, which not everyone will have the time, or will do the effort to find the right kind of shiny. So all shiny material is not diamond, I would say. So I think there are a lot of yes, I understand marketing is taking up a very big role in promoting your book and all that. But I think apart from that, sometimes there are so many good books, so many good authors, writers, bloggers, which are away from the social media, and somehow they are not being caught by the right kind of target audience. So yes, using social media is a must, but then from readers also I would expect that they should not just get swayed away by the promotions. you should also research and find out what is really that you need to invest your time in. So both. And if the writers who are a little reluctant, or because a lot of writers are very media shy, so they don't want to face the camera or go live. That does not mean that they don't write well. So for them, they have to come forward, and from reader's perspective, you will also have to come. So it's like दोनों को आना पड़ेगा. Yes, you both have to come together, halfway, and meet the right.
So I think as consumers of the content, we need to be more open to exploring content which is not getting very much as much attention as the other content. And as somebody who's creating the content, I think we need to be more active, be more out there in social media.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, I have also seen this, Chinmayee, because I am reading a lot of indie authors since the past 2 years, and let me give you your example only. I had not heard about your book because I was not following you on social media, and I just randomly came across it on Amazon. I don't know how it showed up on my recommended reads based on some other book that I have read. I was so surprised that I have not heard about this person who's writing so well. So that's one example.
Yes.
So
yes, because I can share my own experience, because coming live and facing people, I wouldn't say I'm shy, but it's all very new for me, and I'm still adapting. And there are people who are from a very different age group also, and they're writing, and we have to learn a lot from them also. But they do not have the media presence that they need to have.
Yes.
So they are losing out, and even as readers, we are losing out. So I think that is one thing that needs to be corrected from both the sides.
Well said, Chinmayee. I had never thought about this. That this is one mistake that we are making as an audience and as content creators. Thank you for sharing. Before you jump into your questions for me, I want you to take your book and show it to the audience.
Yes. So this is my creation, my latest book, Heartfelt Symphonies. This is a poetry collection, and this is a book that I have written for a very long time. I never thought it will get published. So this is my first paper book. My first book that you said, Five Petals, is an e-book. And it's available on Amazon. But this is my first paper book, and it's a poetry collection. It's divided into sections. And if you would, order a copy and read it, you will actually connect with my thoughts, my feelings that I went through a very vast period of time. So, and I jotted them down. It's there on my blog. Some of the poems are there on my blog as well. And I collated a lot of things, and then I produced this book. So
it's a very good book. To those of you who are listening to this, this is the book that Chinmayee's second book, and it is a poetry book. And I have read it and I have reviewed it. It's a really good book, so you should check it out. So Chinmayee, to give us an idea of what is inside the book, would you mind reading out a poem for us?
Okay, I would love to. This is a book that I have dedicated to my sisters. Okay, we are three sisters, so this is a dedication to my sisters, Chirodini and Jamini, because without them, this book wouldn't have, been here. They are like two posts that keep me in place. Because I am a little fidgety, and I am as I said, I'm very new to Insta and everything, so they help me out with all the technicalities. So this is a poetry book, and it has 4 sections, and I have dedicated the first few poems to the supreme power. Then a lot of poems are based on nature, because I am a nature lover, and then there's fire, which has been my muse for the next section, and then life itself. So that is how it is. So I find a very less poetry book which have sections like this. Even a lot of people commented that they love the idea of putting the book or putting your thoughts or poetries into different sections. So I'll read out one of the poems. Okay, this is from section Fire. Okay. Passion, thy name is fire. The title of the poem. And why I chose this poem, because this is the passion that is the reason why Manali and Chinmayee are connected today, why this live session is happening. So this is all because of our passion. So passion, thy name is fire, the spark of first love that melted our hearts, releasing butterflies within, transferring purest of emotions from one set of innocent eyes to the other with a passion that burned in the secret corners of heart, lights the flames of emotions when a silence engulfs in adulthood. Passion, thy name is fire, the burning desire that propels an ambitious soul to achieve one's long cherished goal, to wake up from the slumber of darkness, to excel even with deprived resources, to challenge one's inner demons of hopelessness, to incessantly hone the skills, to introspect and find the root cause of darkness, lights the flames of courage that invokes all possibilities. Passion, thy name is fire, the radiance of trust and love that binds two different individuals who dream to build their own nest, creating new lives, caring for old generations, to indulge in the cyclic chain of life, to get immersed in the warmth, to forget worries in the laughter sessions, to share the burdens of the otherwise mechanical life. Lights the flame of passion that gives a family its very existence. Passion, thy name is fire. So that's my point. Thank you, thank you. Hope you liked it.
I liked it, and for the others who are with us in the live, if you liked it, please show your appreciation and give a thumbs up to Chinmayee. That was very well written and very well read out poem. Thank you, Chinmayee, for sharing that with us. Now I leave the floor open to you. If you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to address
Yes. I have always been very fascinated by Manali. The way you reached out to me, to be honest, it touched me beyond words can put it. And I have also seen your journey, and your growth curve has been phenomenal, to be honest, and inspiring as well. So, having said that, I just want to understand, how do you manage your time so well? Please tell us, and give me a secret if I can use it.
it. Okay, so first and foremost, I think it's very important to have a discipline in your life. That's the main important thing that helps me uh, keep it everything on track. And the second thing I believe is motivation. That's help. That's also very necessary to continue doing what you love doing. But these are very vague answers. I want to give some concrete steps also. So,
Yes.
first of all, what I do is I schedule my day. So, uh, the previous day before going to sleep or early in the morning before starting my work, I prepare a proper schedule that from this time to this time I'll be doing this, from this time to this time I'll be doing this, and I stick to it as much as possible. Unless and until something very urgent comes up, I don't go astray from that particular schedule. I think that helps me a lot. So I have a schedule where 2 hours are dedicated to a blog post, 2 hours are dedicated to reading, and 2 hours are dedicated to social media interactions and posting. Sometimes I'm not able to interact much on social media. What helps me in that case is I schedule my post in advance. At least for the coming week, I schedule the post so that even if I'm not able to, be available to post it in real time, it is already out there. So you don't miss out on it. That kind of consistency is important with social media. Showing up every day is very important. So that helps me. So I schedule my posts. Uh, so the day is divided like this: 2 hours for blog writing, 2 hours for reading, and 2 hours for social media. If in case the other two take up more time, the social media is already taken care of because it is scheduled. And even if I don't open Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook for that day, I don't have to worry because the post is already out
Okay.
there and it's reaching the audience.
Okay, so I just want to understand, do you have a blogging schedule also, because you are also a blogger? So per week, how many articles do you
I
write?
don't want to, boast too much about this because I schedule my blog posts also well in advance. But on my blog, I am currently on a 300-day streak. So I have been writing consistently for 300 days now.
Oh my God, standing ovation for that. 300 days of consistent writing. Amazing. So you have a blog post every day? Oh
Yes.
my God. So, and what was the motivation? How did this happen? How, you know,
So I want
did
to
you just
share a
decide
few
for it?
to this. I am a person who likes, little achievements and celebrating those little achievements. I am a person like that. And when I see that particular notification on my WordPress that you have been writing consistently for 3 days, or you are on a 4-day streak, or a 5-day streak, or a 7-day streak, it motivated me a lot. I wanted to see that number increasing on my notification. So
Okay.
when the days became, in double digits, I was like, probably I can take it to 3 digits also now. Yeah, so I remember a particular notification. I think it was 45 days or 48 days. And that's when the motivation kicked in. I was like, I can write every day. I can go in triple digits also. That's when, the whole concept of scheduling the post came into my head, and that has been very helpful. I schedule the post, I keep the drafts ready, I go back and work on them, and keep scheduling them for the coming days. I
Okay.
don't think in the past few months or something I have written a post which has gone live immediately. I think I have worked on the blog post for at least 2 or 3 days before I make it live, and it goes up immediately. That has not happened. So I think scheduling the post has helped me maintain a consistency. So what you said about blogging, yes. So that also takes up a little bit of time. As I was mentioning, 2 hours for blog writing, 2 hours for reading, and some time for social media interaction. Other than that, of course, there is also 3 hours of the other work. I also do freelance content writing, so
Yes,
that also
yes.
takes up to 3 hours. So that's how my day
But
is divided. About 6 to 8 hours a day. That's how my day is divided. The actual writing, I have to be honest, the actual writing only happens for 2 to 3 hours because I have a schedule where I have, written the blog post and written the social media post well in advance. I only have to give 2 to 3 hours to the actual writing process.
okay.
Yeah.
So, but having said that, there might be a lot of, days when these kind of plans don't work out. Your schedule might take a backseat. So, do
That's
you
when
have?
the scheduling comes in place. That's when scheduling comes like a God-given gift, because there are many days something urgent comes up, you have to take care of something outside of work, you have to stay with your family, or you have to
Correct.
step outside the house. Those things we cannot control, but these are the things you can control. Like planning in advance and scheduling your posts in advance, that helps maintain the consistency. So I
So
think that's very important.
that's a very good learning point, and I think I'll have to implement it because I find planning a little tough for my own self, and I think a lot of people out there would be also struggling with planning and executing. So I think that's a very good takeaway from you. Thank you, Manali, for answering my question.
One point that I mentioned earlier has to be taken into consideration before the planning part and before the scheduling part. It is that you have to plan your day either the previous night or the next day
Yes,
morning before you sit down to work. You need to plan your day,
you need to
and
do.
that will help
Have
you.
that to-do list and
Yes,
tick out what has been done and what can be rescheduled.
yes.
Yes, absolutely agree. So, and coming to your, you becoming an author. So how you have written Love Triangle, your first novella, right? And now it's a short story collection that you have written, and you have written around 4 books,
Fine.
if I'm not, 5 books. Sorry, 5 books. Oh my God! How long do you take to plan, write, market a book, and do everything that
Uh,
you do?
Okay, so I have to be honest, this has been a different ball game for each book. But now I have a very clear process where I go about writing the book and then promoting it. Up till last year, I had a goal that every year I'll publish at least one book, and it was going very well. But then suddenly I had this urge with Under the Mistletoe and Other Stories, where I already had two stories written and I wanted to publish them on Christmas. So that came in between. That was unplanned. And now that I have written two books in 1 year, now I have a goal of writing at least two books from this year. So how
Oh,
I plan to do that is that I dedicatedly give at least 6 months to the writing of the book, 6 months to the writing. And I think why after writing the book, the 1 month before the release of the book goes into the pre-release promotions, and after that, 2 months or 2 to 3 months for the post-release promotions.
okay. So,
So
and these promotions are very creative. I have seen your, promotional activities. They really catch the eye of the, reader. How does someone help you, or is it all your idea? How does it happen? And what is interesting is you create a playlist also. If your book, because last book also that I read had a playlist, and that helps in promotional activities. Or I mean, is it done? By you knowingly you do it, or it just comes out as a marketing gimmick, or how is it? It's very
no, no.
creative though.
I have to be very honest. I never thought about it as a promotional or marketing tactic. When I was writing Love Triangle, I knew that it had to have music because the characters are music lovers, and the music forms a very important part of the events that are happening throughout the story. So, and when I finished the book, I realized that it has so many songs I can create a playlist.
Aisha, Viren and Avi. How
Yeah.
can I ever forget? Aisha was very close to my heart. I love the character. Yes, obviously.
And yes, and then she had Gayatree as her best friend, who was such a good dancer. So there had to be
Correct.
music. We cannot
Yes.
miss out on.
The plot wanted. The plot
Yes,
wanted. Yes.
yes. So that when I completed the book, I realized that I have about 15-20 songs which are coming, at least one song each chapter is coming. So I was like, yeah, I can create a playlist, and why not make that into a tactic which can attract more readers, or
Yes.
which can feel the readers more connected to the story and to the characters. So that was there. With Love Triangle, that was the idea. But with Under the Mistletoe and Other Stories, while I was writing the book and the stories, the Christmas vibe had to be, very strong. And
Yes.
that's how the songs became an integral part of the stories. And then
Correct.
we were doing the promotions, if you remember. There was a teaser
Yes.
for each story,
Yes.
and there are
Yes.
12 stories. So if you count that itself, that we have 12 songs. With the teaser itself, we have 12 songs.
Yes.
So can you imagine? It was already a playlist before I could, release the book. So
Exactly.
yeah,
And it
that,
totally set the tone of the book, if I can say, because this book is totally having the theme of, Christmas. So those kind of songs that you integrated, and the characters that you weaved in the book, totally I enjoyed it, because and the promotional activities were, I can say, it was very creative, and it kept the readers hooked. So
yeah. So before the release of the book itself, the audience was able to connect to the characters and whatever they were expecting from the book, because it had music and it had the blurbs. So before the release itself, I think the readers had an idea of what to expect from it.
correct. So, having said that, the my next question would be one advice that you would like to give aspiring writers, or how to go about writing bestsellers or creating their best output there, which might not be a bestseller, but they might, write the best book.
Okay, so I don't think that bestseller tag is very lucrative or something. We have lost Chinmayee for a bit. Let's wait for her to reconnect. Hello, Swati. Thank you for joining. We have Mukherjee Richa. Thank you for joining. I'm really sorry we are having some problem with the connection. Please stay with us for a few seconds. I will add Chinmayee to the session again. Thank you. Hello, Books with Varsha. Thank you for joining.
Yes. But yes,
Yes.
it got
Yeah, we had
lost
some
you
problem with
sometimes.
that.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. And I was wondering what happened. Yes. So my question was your advice to the aspiring writers.
Oh, I think we lost you again for some time. Really sorry about the bad connection, guys. Please stay with us. We are facing some network issues. Yes, we are live again. Hello, everyone, and thank you to whoever has been patient enough to wait with this bad connectivity.
No,
Okay,
I think the best advice is yet to come. So guys, please be patient. I think that is
सबर का फल मीठा होता है हमारे
बिल्कुल
साथ जुड़े
yes. हमारे साथ बिल्कुल जुड़े रहिए पेश मनाली और एकदम से धांसू वाली एडवाइस
Yes, वैसे भी काफी सीरियस हो गया था तो आई थिंक थोड़ा माहौल हल्का
हाँ
हो गया
देखो ज्यादा ही हो गया था सी सो दिस इज अ इंडिकेशन ब्रिंग इन सम लाइफ फन मोमेंट्स या
Yes, so for you and aspiring writers and authors or bloggers or any content creators, I think it is very important to stay consistent. Uh, because only if you're consistent, you will grow and you will realize what mistakes you are making. If you write every day, suppose today is a Saturday and you have written something, and on the coming Saturday, if you go back and read what you have written today, you will realize that this is something you could have done differently, or this is something you could have done in a better manner. So that's one thing. Consistency, that is very important. Writing at least for 4 to 5 days a week. That's really important because it gives you the chance to grow and become better. Second thing I think is very important is interacting with the community, or at least if you're not interacting, at least follow what the community members are doing. Uh, you might be shy or introvert to interact directly with somebody, but observe what they are doing, observe how they are going around with their content creation, and that gives you an idea to inculcate those things into your own content creation. So I think these are two very important things. Other than that, I don't think you should focus on becoming a bestseller or writing a book. First of all, it is very important to create good content. That should be your priority, and not publishing the content or becoming a bestseller. Your first
exactly
motive
because
should be creating good
people
content.
think being consistent is writing anything that you can
Hmm.
write but then your quality takes a backseat and then you lose out so creating
Exactly.
quality content consistently
Yes.
right if I can take
Yes.
the
Definitely.
takeaway the
That's
three
a good
c's
thing.
the three c's you
Yeah.
know creating quality sorry CQC
No, so there are three C's. I think what I stick to is consistency. Then there is your target. That's your customer, or whatever target audience there is. And the third C is community.
okay yes
Yeah.
community helps a
Yes.
lot
Yes. So even if you're not I understand because I was myself a very introvert person. I still am, but
hmm.
it's all about interacting with the community that has made me come out of this shell where I am able to talk to community members more openly and more frankly. But I do understand that we are somewhere introverted and we won't be very comfortable going out there
Correct.
and interacting with new people. But you can at least follow them on social media. You don't have to say hi, hello, or go out there and talk to them face to face or
You can learn a lot. Passively also you can learn. That's what you want to
exactly.
say.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So
So
consistency
consistent. Yeah.
and
So
sorry, you were saying.
yeah. No, you please continue, please.
Yes, so consistency is important, but then all quality is also important.
Agree. Totally agree.
But what will lead you to quality is consistency, definitely. But you have to go back and reflect on your old content and look at it and understand how you can make it better. That will only come from following community members.
Okay. And one thing that you have always planned your blog posts or your writing journey. So that brings me to the next question. Tell us about your future endeavors. I'm sure there must be a lot planned. So if you can share something with us, how do you see 2022 2023 coming along for Manali Desai?
2023 is a long shot for now. But 2022, I can say for sure that there is at least one book coming out very soon, and that's going to be a spin-off of Love Triangle, where I'll be talking about the story of Gayatree and Varun, because people were very shocked,
Okay. I had written the review of this, beautiful book, and I had suggested that a sequel is a must. And I'm very happy to know that it's coming out. Thank you so much for extending the storyline. Waiting
Yes,
eagerly for that.
because when people read Love Triangle, I think the side characters also became
Yes,
equally
yes, yes.
endearing for everyone. And Gayatri connected a lot to so many people because she added the fun element to the story, I
Yes,
think.
yes. A very lively person, and
Yeah.
because you also one thing that I liked in Love Triangle was you did not just give the main characters focus, you also characterized the side characters very well, and that stayed with audience. And now you have a sequel wherein the side characters become the take the center stage. So that's a very good take. So okay, one is that. Then
And I think writing consistently will go on. And with that, I promised, more content which is new, which is fresh, and I will be experimenting with it a lot. So you will probably see many new topics and many new.
anything with your freelancing journey, because that is one thing, because many want to get into that as a
Hmm.
career also. Any tips that you can
Yes, definitely. So it's very important. So when I was saying about consistency, that is also important because it attracts new people to your content and they will reach out to you to work alongside them, collaborate with them, or help out with their projects. And that has helped me very much because being active on social media has given me new work, new assignments, and new chances to work with people who I can help in whatever way that whatever kind of experience that I have, I can share with them and help them become better content creators. So yeah, social media consistency has helped me reach out uh, to new people, and they have reached out to me, in fact, because
I think be open to opportunities is what we can put it. You are consistent in your work, but then you have to be open to opportunities that come along, and you have to say yes. You will have to
yes,
say yes. Okay, I'm there for you, so you have to say yes to the opportunity. I
yes.
think that's how it happens.
So, there are many people out there who reach out to content creators on social media who are very active, and that brings you new opportunities for work. And I think for me that has worked very well. It can work for you as well if you are willing to take on new opportunities, willing for people to reach out to you. If you make it open to the social media followers that you are available for assignments and you can be approached for new projects in whatever capacity you can help them, that will help you get new work.
Correct. So I would say, you'll have to be focused, and being available for work, for
Hmm.
opportunities is how you know, carve your way out. So
Yes.
excellent job done till now, Manali. I have seen your growth, and I wish you all the very best
Thank you.
in all the opportunities for the coming year. So having said that, I'm sure there must be a very big support that would be holding you in place, because if, without that we all fumble, and you divide your work and you work consistently, but please tell us something what happens back scene, who's there to hold you? Do you ever fall down? How do you bounce back? What are your dreams, and how is it? Any personal experience that you want to share?
One particular incident comes to my mind when you're asking this question. So I was recently working on a project where, I was bringing together new writers and I was collaborating with them to help them get published. And uh, you come in touch with various kinds of people during handling of such projects, and you can never predict how a particular person will react to a particular situation. So some things went out of my control, and things weren't looking very good. And during that time, one particular person blamed me for the back whatever problem was
Whatever happened.
happening. Yeah, whatever happened. And it felt bad because I am not that kind of a person. But then it also came with an understanding that not everyone knows the kind of person that
Correct.
they might naturally feel that I am to be blamed because I was the point of contact. Having said that, whatever that person said, it made me feel really bad about myself, and I was genuinely down for 2 days. I was like, how can somebody think that way about me? I'm not that kind
We
of a
all go
person.
through such. We
Uh,
all have such moments in life, and they are very depressing. They're very depressing.
yes. So, of course, on the personal front, I had my husband to support me, and he is a big support. I have to tell you that. He was, there through me all through the ups and downs of my life. And in fact, he was the one who encouraged me to give up a full-time job and go into full-time freelancing and focus on, writing and content creation, because, he knew that this is what makes me happy. Coming back to the incident, a lot of the people on this project, they knew me personally, and they have known me for a very long time. So unexpectedly, when I was feeling completely down and I was like, I was on the verge of giving up the project, I don't want to do this, because if it is going to defame me like this, and it is going to project an image of me which is not true, I don't want to take up something like that. And I went to sleep thinking that चलो ये तो हो गया, अब इसका कुछ नहीं हो सकता, let it be Manali, you will have better opportunities where people will appreciate. The next day I woke up and my email was flooding with my inbox was flooding with messages exchanged between the people in that particular project, where they were fighting with that one particular person, saying that how can you blame Manali for this, because she cannot be blamed here, it is not her fault, she's not that kind of a person, and because of you she has taken this decision to drop the project and we all have to suffer. I was so touched with that particular incident, because there are people out there who know you and they will stand for you.
Yes. That is very, that is a moment where when you realize that, कर्म किए जा फल की चिंता मत कर. So if, गीता में जो लिखा है, you will have to do your job with all your heart, and there will be a time where you will understand that there are good people who stand for you.
Yes.
And so I think, yes. So
Yeah,
thank you for sharing such a, intimate moment with us when, things were not that great, but still you held on. So.
I think that comes with the kind of bonds that you make with the community people also. That's also very important.
Very true. Yes. Because we might be in a community and we might not vibe well. So that can also happen. So, yes.
Yes. So that was one particular incident that, made me happy about creating good bonds with people in the community, that they know that I will not do something like this.
Yes. So, and that also you will have to prove consistently. Only because you would have done something good consistently, because becoming bad is one time act. But becoming good is like every time of small things you have to do good. Only then you will be, we know how tough it is to be good. Yeah.
True.
I think we are done with the questions.
Okay.
So that I had for you.
That brings me to my favorite section of this segment, which is the rapid fire round. Are you ready?
I am scared. I feel like coffee with Karan. Coffee with Karan.
I'm sorry, I don't have any costly hampers to give you.
No, we have this books. Books with Manali.
Yes, that could be a no, but I think auto collaborative works well. I don't think I should change the name.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. But I just said, better than coffee, we have books. Yeah.
Yes, okay. So my first question to you in the rapid fire round is blogging or writing books and why?
Very tough question because I love both. Because blogging has helped me create books. So
Hmm.
I would say I can't choose one. I will continue to blog and write books because blogging helps me channelize my thoughts immediately, and in the long format, I convert them. Some of the blogs or my thoughts that are there in the blogs, I get an idea from there and then probably write books. So
Hmm.
both of them will stay with me as
Yeah.
far as I can. So
You have to choose one.
very tough. Uh, Having said that, writing books will take a precedence, but then my heart will be hurt. You're writing books, you can say. Yeah.
Okay. My next question is very, very interesting. And I am very excited to know the answer. The last thing that you ate is now the title of your next book. What will it
What?
be?
Manali, you can't be serious.
So
Okay.
that particular dish can be part of the entire title. You have to be creative.
Okay. You know what? I had a very interesting dish today. So, Karela Katha, because I had Karela today.
I love this. Nice.
Karela Katha, so it can be bitter things about anything. So, I think it will be accepted also. It can be a funny take, a sarcastic take. So,
I have
uh,
now you have to go with the story.
I had Karela today.
We are looking forward to a flash fiction story from you. Title.
Okay,
I want to
done,
see
done.
it now.
I will do for sure. Now, even after saying that, I am having ideas to, write what should I do. So, Karela
Yes.
Katha will come live.
Yes.
My dear
Now,
audience, yes.
the story by Karela, Chinmayee titled Karela Katha, it will come on her blog in the next week. Please take a look out.
Okay. Okay, that was fun.
Yes. My next question is even more fun, and I am sure you are going to have fun answering it also. Oh, we lost you again. Please stay with us because we have just begun the fun segment of the session. Chinmay is answering my rapid fire questions, and my next question is really interesting, so please stay with us. I'm going to add her again to the session. Please stay with us. Yes, we have Chinmay here again. I was just telling the people that this session just came to the most interesting point, so stay with us.
Yes. So, I'm back with my, thoughts about Karela Katha. So, yes.
As you think about the story, I am going to throw another question at you, which is my favorite question for today. It is that you are stuck in an elevator with strangers and you have to talk to them about your books. How will you do that? And what will you say? We have lost Chinmay. Please stay with us. I have just asked her a very interesting question. Let's invite her again. And it will take just a few more seconds for her to rejoin.
Sorry, I don't know from where it is getting stuck. I don't know.
I have
Still
no
not
idea.
hearing. Yes.
I was just telling everyone that the most entertaining question of today's segment has come up. Yes, so I was asking you are stuck in an elevator with unknown people and you have to talk about your books. Tell us what you will say and how will you go about it?
My God, you're putting me on a spot. Huh. I think I will begin with knowing their interest, whether they love reading books or not, because knowing your target audience is a must. If they're not readers, so you cannot sell your books.
Hmm.
So having said that, if I find someone interesting enough to say that yes, I love books, and so I'll show them this copy because I carry my book all the time. So, and maybe there will be some luck, and I'll read out some poems and I think they will be fascinated enough, and I think I might be successful enough to do that. But it's a very tough question. I don't know. I can never imagine me doing that. But now that you have said, let me try. And let me pray that I get stuck in an elevator.
That's very something very dark to be praying about, but I hope that never happens. But if it does happen, you have something
Yeah.
positive to look
Because
forward
I am claustrophobic, okay? I accept it. I am claustrophobic to any kind of things that binds me.
to. Hmm.
So getting into a lift is itself a very stressful thing for me. And when the door closes, I am little, zoned out. So I think if that happens, if I get stuck in an elevator, I'll think of Manali and this video, and I'll start selling some rather than worrying on a positive note. Yeah.
If something like this happens, you have something positive to look forward to.
Yes.
Okay, my next question to you is one funny thing that somebody said about your writing.
That I copied from somewhere, you know. They couldn't understand poetry or something, and they thought, did you just because as I told you, I was earlier working as a product manager, and I was not into creative field, and they had never seen this kind of Chinmayee, this kind of creativity that I have within me. So some of my friends and all, they knew that I was writing, but when I was a little younger or something. So when they saw me writing books, for them it was like a very big shock. So they're like, "तू कहीं से copy वॉपी तो नहीं कर रही है ना?" You know how friends can be. So I said, अब इससे ज़्यादा compliment नहीं चाहिए. I am very happy that you think this is so good that you think that I can't produce. Must be good. So I took it as a positive thing only कि इन्होंने बोला कि copy किया है तो मतलब अच्छा ही लिखा होगा. अच्छा ही होगा. दोस्त ऐसे ही कॉम्प्लीमेंट देते हैं कि भाई कॉपी किया होगा तूने कहीं से, तेरे से तो लिखा नहीं, हमने तो कभी नहीं देखा, वी हैव नेवर सीन यू. So I said things change, life changes, I have changed. So this is
Yeah.
new Chinmay for you, and now they are very proud of me. Recently one of my stories got published in Outlook India. So and I sent them the link, and now they don't doubt. Now they say, "Ha, this is yours. This is your writing." Now they love reading, and they look forward to my blog post or my articles or whatever. So now they encourage me. So that was it was funny, and it was it was stayed for me that um, they never saw this side that I had within. So that was a fun thing to share, and every time we meet, we laugh it out. So
Taram Sinha is saying now you have to write a Karela Katha. Yes, we are
yes,
all.
yes, 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 yes.
This is peer pressure on you. Okay, now you have to write.
Yes, yes, Karela Katha, Karela Katha. Yes, Taran, done. Anything for you.
Yes, and we are definitely going. I'm going to share on my stories that I inspired this, and this is how it came out.
I hope I do justice to it.
Okay,
Okay.
that brings me to my last question in the rapid fire, and you have to fill in a blank for this particular statement. Being a writer is dash.
Living as many lives as you can.
Hmm. Yes, very true, very true. Yes, it's very exciting because we do live many lives, the lives of the characters and so many other things. Yes, thank you, Chinmay. That was all
Thank
I
you.
had for you in the rapid fire round. I leave the floor open to you for your questions.
So I have a few rapid fire questions for you.
Hello, I'm so sorry. I think
Hi.
I got a call and the video disconnected. So, yes, let's start.
Yes. Okay. So my rapid fire round begins. Okay. Question number one. Manali Desai. If not a writer, then what?
Bookstore owner.
Wow. Amazing. That's the best. That's the best thing.
Book becho
Yeah. Just
और book
imagine.
पढ़ो life है.
Yes, yes, yes. That will be the best life, no? Having a bookstore to yourself, sip some coffee, read books, have light, soft music playing in the background, meet writers, do book
I think
signing events.
I'll be the
Amazing.
happiest person in the world if I get that.
Can we open the store in partnership? Can we?
Definitely. Yes, we can. We must. I think we must. This is the universe telling us to
Fingers
do it.
crossed. Yes. Okay. So the second one would be one secret that you have never told anyone. So please tell our audience.
Okay, I think a lot of people are going to judge me when I reveal this,
No,
but
no,
I don't care.
no judgments,
I,
please. No judgments. No judgments, please.
I have not read any of Jane Austen's books.
What? Okay.
I'm not.
That's a big secret.
I have not read Pride and Prejudice. I have not read Sense and Sensibility.
That is
None of
that
the
is my
books.
favorite book. That is my favorite book.
I
Okay,
have
but
seen.
no judgment.
I have read the. I have seen the movies, and I
But
know
I
after
think
seeing
that's
the
okay.
movies,
That's okay. I think one shouldn't be judged on what books they have read or they haven't read. Doesn't mean that you will have to. You don't have to be judged. That is one big issue in our Indian community, or be it any community, judging someone. I think that's fine. But then, yeah, thanks for sharing that secret with us, because Pride and Prejudice is my favorite book, my go-to book. Yeah, and you must read. You must read. You will love it.
I definitely will give it a read because these are classics, and being a voracious reader and somebody the somebody who the community looks up to for good book recommendations, I feel I must read Jane Austen's
Yes.
books.
Forget about responsibility. For the joy of reading, I think you will be totally into that world. When you read the book, you will just enjoy it. So from that perspective, if you take the book, I am sure you will be a fan, and it will continue with you. So that's how. So okay, uh, tell us the best time when you get your writing ideas.
This is going to come out sounding very weird, but I think I get my best ideas when I'm sleeping.
You're sleeping. Do you dream them?
I don't, I mean, they come to me involuntarily. It's not planned. But I do get my best ideas, story ideas. The story pans out in my dreams, yeah. I mean, the story of Love Triangle itself was a dream.
Okay, so you remember, I mean, the next morning you get up and you remember your dream, or while sleeping, before you don't, because you hit the bed and you don't sleep suddenly. There are some few moments. How is it? You dream it when you are totally into sleep, or you get those ideas before sleeping,
No, no,
and you
no.
remember in the morning.
I
How is
get the complete idea in my sleep. Uh, and I have dreamt about a few stories, and they have gone on to become my fiction stories that are out in the world. Love
This
Triangle
is
is a
very
very
interesting. This is very, so you see the plot or the character or the setting, that you entirely see
no,
it. How is it?
the characters play out in the form of a scene, in the form of a movie, and that's how I get my ideas.
Oh my God, that is very interesting. But
We have some connectivity issues again. Please stay with us. Yes, we are back again.
Yeah. Yes. So as we know, dreams can never be interpreted. I mean, till now it has never been, or the science behind dreams is still being explored. So have you ever thought yourself, why do I see it? I mean, I am just very curious, to ask little more on this question. Why do you dream? I mean, did you read something regarding those kind of scenes, or it just came out? Or have you ever tried to understand your dream pattern, or it might have struck you also?
I strongly believe that the characters want their story to be told via me, and that's how they come to me in my dream. Probably there is somebody like Aisha out there who wanted her story to be shared with the world, or probably there are other characters whom I have written
Like
about.
Gayatri wants to be, she wants to come out to the world, and you're writing a sequel now. So Gayatri, yes,
Yeah.
okay, yes. So
That's my takeaway from the dreams that I have. I'm not sure whether it's true or not, but I think that somewhere there is an urge in those characters out there in the world. Probably they exist somewhere and they want their story to be shared.
okay, that is very interesting because my middle name is also Gayatri. So I'm looking because Chinmayee Gayatri Sahu, and your next book will have the main character as Gayatri. I wish you all the
Exactly.
best. It's going to be a bestseller.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. So, okay, a very different question from taking you away from all the writing. Food that you like the best to eat, do you make it, or and what is the best cuisine that you prepare?
So I am a very DIY person. I want to do everything myself, and there's this constant urge to make it the best possible way that I can. But the one thing that I cannot, we have lost the connection again. Are we still there? Yes, we are connected. Thank God. I thought we are losing again. Please stay with us. To invite Chinmayee again. Yes, we are here. So yes, I was saying, I'm a very DIY person, and I want to do everything myself. Having said that, there are some certain things that I know for sure I am not going to try in this lifetime at least. So baking a cake, I think, is one of those things. I don't think I want to explore that because it's a very complicated process. At least I feel that. So desserts and cakes, cupcakes, any kind of cakes. That's something I order from outside. I've never done it myself. And the cuisine that I do make, I think I make Indian cuisine घर का खाना बहुत अच्छा बनाती हूँ मैं. दाल चावल हो गया या फिर पाव भाजी हो गई. I think Indian food is something, Indian main course food is something I want to prepare myself.
Okay, yes. The craving also, pushes you to, get it done also. You crave for it
Yes.
and you don't get it. So that is there. So the next question would be romance or thriller.
यार ये तो बहुत ही बुरी बात है यार. You shouldn't ask such a question to a reader. But I think I'm going to choose romance because not only have I read more of romance.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
and
So my question was romance or thriller.
yes, romance और thriller. ये बहुत ही बुरा question पूछा है फिर मैं आपने.
बिल्कुल नहीं, एलिवेटर वाले क्वेश्चन से तो आसानी है प्लीज.
Okay. I'm going to gracefully deny it, but okay.
In my
Yes.
defense, I am just worried about the answer that I get from you.
Okay, so only and only because I have read more of romance, and also because my debut novel happens to be in that genre, I'm going to choose romance. But I think thriller excites me more. But even then, I'm going to choose romance.
Okay. Yeah. So yes, romance
Yes,
it is. Okay.
yes, it is romance because I think love is what keeps the world going. I strongly believe that.
Surely. Sure.
Yes. So I think
That's
that's about it, Chinmayee. After a lot of, disconnections and many network issues, we are finally done with the session. So
yes.
those of you who are with us from the beginning till now, thank you very much.
Thank
You
you
are
so
more
much.
patient than we are.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Manali, and thank you all those who are watching and who have been with us. And I wish you all the best in life. And I look forward to having more such sessions and getting to talk because it was such a fun and enjoyable session.
Yes, we learned so much from each other, and then we were also looking at the fun elements, discovering new funny sides about each other. So
Yes, it
it
was
was really fun. Thank you, Chinmayee, for joining me. This video
thank you so
will be up on my IGTV and also on my YouTube channel. For those of you who have missed the session because of the interruptions, you can always go back and look at it without the breaks in between, without the network issues.
much. Thank you so much.
Yes, okay, Chinmayee. Have a great weekend ahead. You also. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye bye. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.